Okay, good evening everyone and welcome. I'd also like to welcome our guests,
Hello,
Emma and Remy, who are here with me on the Gold Coast.
Hi everyone.
For those of you who don't know, we're shooting some promo video for our Transform event that's happening in August. So if you haven't booked your accommodation is filling up here fast. We had a meeting with the events team here that look after us at the event, and it's going to be fantastic. So keep that in mind. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and that will enable us to go through the presentation. And I'll get Ella and Emma to help me with recognition.
Hi everyone.
Hi there.
Okay, so just before we start, a couple of things. What we're really striving to do, what Savannah is striving to do, is we're going to try and get these events so that they are on the first and third Monday of every month. So everybody knows that's when we're going to do ARIIX Live. The only difference would be if there's an Easter or some sort of public holiday or something like that, and then we will post that the call is not on that night. And we'll get into the habit of just having regular meetings that you can invite people to listen in on. So tonight we're doing a couple of different things. We're going to start off with our normal recognition, and then we've got a couple of guest speakers, as I explained to the group. We're up here tomorrow. We're going to shoot some promotional video to get you guys all excited about the ARIIX Transform convention, I guess you'd call it. Those of us who went to the event in Perth, we had a great time at Perth, and we have a team of people that are actually helping us and advising us and working with us. It's made up of the PC Council and these two lovely ladies here on my left, and they represent you guys. So they'll help us choose keynote speakers, topics, recognition, fun events. We're really planning something different for our recognition dinner, so that we can all have the opportunity to get glammed up and look gorgeous and to be recognised. I'm not 100% sure we're going to do the Dumb and Dumber thing this year, girls, but we are planning on making it a fantastic event. So go to the Facebook page, the ARIIX Australia Facebook page, and see the link there for the accommodation. We've got great deals for accommodation, and book 3 or 4 rooms and get all your group to come together. And if you want to keep costs down, share your rooms and do all of that fun stuff. It's great energy. So what I'd like to do now is turn the time over to Emma and to Ella, who will do our title advancements. And so here we go. Congratulations to the following people. Senior team leads.
Okay, so senior team leader, we've got Cheryl Colmack from Victoria. Well done.
We have Marika Spiteri from Queensland.
Well
done.
Well done. And we've got Lorene Mailman from Queensland as well.
Congratulations, our new senior team leaders, beginning your journey. Great to see. Okay, now we get to supervisors.
We've got Kate Sharp from New South Wales. Congratulations.
And we've got Debbie Lemon from WA.
Hey, well done, Debbie.
Well done.
Great to see WA being represented. They're a long way away from us, our people in Perth and in Albany and all of those lovely places out west, and we love to get out there. Senior supervisors.
Okay, so Ali Sharon from New South Wales. Congratulations. Is that one?
Okay, so as I explained before, thank you, Emma and Ella, for helping me with recognition. Here we are, we're at the lovely Royal Pines. Here's a couple of snippets of what the venue is going to look like for our Transform convention. And we're really super excited. So at the Perth event, we have pre-sold around about 550 tickets. So it is going to be a pretty significant event, and we're banking on between 900 and 1,100 people coming to that event. So it's going to be a fantastic event, and we're going to have some tremendous keynote speakers. And as I explained, we're here for the next day at least, shooting some promotional videos so you can have a look on the social media platform and share with your friends and get them excited to come. Or August 2 to 5. Okay. For those of you who really want to enjoy the experience, we would encourage you to start looking at power ranking. We have a fantastic power ranking incentive that I think I showed on the last one. I showed the video of the team flying in the helicopter. So you'll get a scenic helicopter flight up and down the Gold Coast. And then we're going to have dinner with the Dolphins. That's a full silver service dinner, sitting down with the Dolphins. And I think our pre-dinner drink guest will be one of the sea lions who comes out, and you can have your picture taken with them. And I hear he occasionally smacks the odd guest on the backside. So if you want to have that as a journal entry or a selfie, you can do that as well. So we're really planning a super event for you here on the Gold Coast in August. I'd like to welcome my two guests, Emma and Remy. I've gotten to know them a little bit in the few months that I have been with ARIIX, and went down to country Victoria and had over 120 people come out to attend the event, which was fantastic with Deanna. And one of the reasons why I invited Emma and Remy to come and be our guest, two of our guest speakers tonight, is because in our industry, in our space, we have a lot of people who are more mature in age. And they generally come to the company or to our products because they have health issues. One of the things I really love about ARIIX is that we're kind of, I guess, in line with that, disruptive by design. We tend to be attracting a larger, what we would call younger demographic. I think we nickname you the millennials, don't we, girls?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know what that makes me. I must be Generation X then, or Generation Y, I'm not sure. But what I'd like to do is invite both of these ladies to share with you a little bit about their story, how they came to how they came to be with ARIIX, and then what they do for their teams and how they support their teams and how they recognise their teams, what sort of training and education that they do. Those of you who are friends with them on social media will see that they're always posting all the time about meetings and trainings and stuff that they have. We have a really good team up in Brisbane that does the same thing. They have regular meetings every 2 weeks up in Paddington, and it's really promoting the ARIIX community. So Remy, I think we'll start with you first.
Cool. Hey everyone. For those who don't know me, I am Remy. I'm 20 years old, just turned about 2 weeks ago. I started 12 months ago now, so I was just 19. I just finished school and I had no idea what I wanted to do. I didn't really know my passions at all. And my cousin Cass and Emma had an information session and I came along. I didn't really know what to expect, but I was just so gobsmacked at what this opportunity could give me and so many people around me. Em spoke really well to me. She got me good, and I was just hooked from the start. Like, I could not actually believe that you didn't actually have to go to a job, work till you're 60, and then you get to retire and have fun later in life. I want to have fun now while I'm young. I want to travel, and that's a lot of the reasons why I love ARIIX as well. So Yeah, it's a very big passion of mine. I love helping people.
And so how many people in your team?
In my team,
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah.
I only have one at the moment.
Right. And
Not a few, but
Yeah.
a few, but one active.
Yeah. And so what do you do? How do you network with them? And
How do I get people?
yeah.
Through my social media, mostly on Instagram.
Yeah.
Lots of intriguing posts, lots of inspiring posts. Lots of people gravitate to my positive posts, like I don't know, just really inspiring and uplifting
Yeah.
stuff. Like, because you don't really see many young people posting that kind of stuff these days. But yeah, people love to feel better and want to be around the community, and they just can't believe what we have. They
Yeah.
don't believe it's out there.
Yeah. So I think it'd be right in saying that your generation is the selfie generation.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a look at me and, you know, look what I'm doing. I'm fabulous, which is great, and it's fantastic. But I notice on your social media, you do have a bit of that, but you have a twist. Yours is more about more about transformation and just planting the seeds of opportunity. So just explain to the people who are on the call that, you know, what are some of the things you might post on social media, for example?
So basically we're taught to go to school, go to uni, get a job, work till we're 60, retire and have fun later, like I said before. And all young people don't know what is out there other than to get a job or to go to university. So what I post is just trying to get out there what we have and what people can have if they're willing to have an open mind and an open heart. Also, like if people have problems with stress, anxiety, all that kind of stuff you see young kids with these days, I try and get across that board as well. But yeah, just really the opportunity to live life to the fullest, I guess. Lots of people just don't know what is out there.
Hopefully people can see you now. I just realised I've been reading that slide the whole time and missing out on your... So when we had the event in Traralgon, you had quite a large group of people there. Like I think I counted probably about 35 or 36. How would you go about inviting somebody to an event like that?
Cool. So someone like Deanna, because she is so across the board of health and she's just an absolute wizard. Whoever I'd spoken to previously, I would just message them, it doesn't matter how long ago it was, and say, hey, look, I know you've been interested in this previously. It might not be for you, but we have this awesome opportunity to see one of our founders of our company. She's amazing. She's a wealth of knowledge. I think everyone who came would benefit highly from it. If they say yes, awesome, come. And they all loved it. Every single person I had there absolutely loved it. And those who didn't come obviously missed out. But yeah, just explaining to them a broader opportunity for them to come and see the opportunity. And then when they get there, they obviously see the community and get a sense for what we have. Yeah,
so that we're not just some, flash in the pan type thing. And there is a community of like-minded people. And what was it in particular about Deanna's presentation that your friends commented on that you think they got the most out of?
I feel like her story really got people. Yeah. It cemented the belief, I believe.
Yeah.
Just that it's real. Like a lot of people don't really understand what I do.
Yeah.
So it just cemented the belief in them that what I do is actually a real thing.
Yeah.
It's not just something that I bang on about on my Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the belief that this is actually real and it can actually happen for anyone that wants it.
Yeah, I think the thing that I really enjoyed the most about Deanna's story was she told a story about her battle with food addiction, which I think everybody has at some stage in their life, myself in particular, and that resonated with me. And I noticed on your social media post and in the comments that your friends have made about the transformation that you have made and so on. It makes it real, it makes it tangible. I love the fact that Deanna didn't sort of, so when people go to events like that, we can do either one or two things. We can make people feel even more self-conscious that they have a body image issue or that they might be a bigger person or a more comfortable person. She never made anybody feel uncomfortable like that. And, you know, when she showed her before and after pictures. So that was really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fantastic to have you here. And one of the reasons why I thought I would get you to share a few things is because far too many people look at people who are of higher ranks and stuff like that, and I think, oh, I can never do what it is those guys do. I can't do that, you know. Yeah, they've got about 50 people. How do I get 50 people and stuff like that? And everybody's journey starts somewhere, and you've enjoyed some fantastic experiences and some great rewards with the company already, even though you have a relatively small team. Emma, we'll turn the time over to you.
Sure thing, Jim. So, hi guys, happy Monday. Thanks so much for having us, Jim. We are absolutely honoured to be here. So I guess I have been involved. I'm original Nucerity Peep. I enrolled with Nucerity in October 2017, I think it was. I should know that, shouldn't I? It's so bad. 2.5 years it is anyway. And so it's so funny, but when we merged, obviously we didn't know a lot about ARIIX, and now I know everything about ARIIX, and it was just the biggest blessing ever. We are so grateful that this just happened the way that it did. He's kicked me off personally. I have a background in beauty therapy, and then I worked in retail management before this. And now I am doing, you know, I'm right into health. It's just really kicked off my personal health journey, which is really cool because that has then rubbed off on my husband, it's rubbed off on my mum, it's rubbed off on my grandparents, and it's just that it's so amazing that transformations start with us and they snowball to everybody around us. And so that's why I love it so much. I've learned so much from the health perspective about myself and my diet. Things that I thought were good in the past actually weren't that good after all. And it definitely wasn't a long-term thing. It was about body image and things like that. Whereas this is now, I guess, ARIIX has taught me that when you think about long-term health and longevity and being here healthy for a long time, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit about my journey.
And how do you grow your network? How do you?
Yeah, I utilize social media a lot, which is so funny because people will be like, oh my gosh, I could never do that. Just for the record, I used to hate Facebook and I actually deleted it for like 5 years. And so I was never good at Facebook. I just come with practice. So you just practice and you give it a go. And I remember hearing somebody say once that, you know, when you do, and like when we're marketing on Facebook, and I don't mean about spamming or anything like that, but we're testing out ways of saying things and doing things. And the thing is that we're talking to a moving army. So we might post things and think, oh my gosh, I ballsed it up, it was so bad. But the thing is that we're posting so often, people forget that, like, they don't even remember what we posted last week. So don't ever be afraid to try new things because we get so wrapped up in the whole, I've stuffed it up, but they don't even know because it's just a constant feed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've found too that it depends on what time of the day you post as to how effective your response rate is.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I've done the odd post at like 11:30 at night and then got totally devo that nobody read or liked it, or, you know, because there's a bit of a generation. If I take a really good, why didn't anybody like my photo? But it's all to do with timing.
It is.
And so I don't know what your research tells you, but generally between 7:30 and 9:30 in the morning is the best time to post.
I think it does depend on your target market.
Right.
So who you're talking to and what time they're online. It takes trial and error, but just a little tip is before you post, always spend 5 minutes going through and interacting with the people in your feed, and that will boost your engagement so much more. It takes a few minutes just being interactive with your friends, being a good Facebook friend pretty much, and that alone will boost your post so much more.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I found is that that and also, you know, the time of day. So when you think the majority of people are either sitting in the train or on the tram for you Victorians,
Yes.
or on the what they do here in Queensland is they sit on the freeway heading north and it's going nowhere. So you're not supposed to look on your phones, but they are. It's a good time to post. You get more engagement.
And another tip is if you go to your messenger, it'll actually tell you how many people are online.
Right.
So you can kind of keep an eye on how many and take just a bit of a mental note of what time seems to be when most people are online.
Very good tip. Now, I noticed recently you had a training event for your team. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you do as a leader for your training and for your team?
So I guess for us, we love the community. Like the team, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like it's so much fun, and it's so much fun helping other people as well. So I guess we do. We try and do different things. We do, sometimes it'll be an online event where it'll be either live into a Facebook group or in a Zoom format like this. Sometimes we'll do in person, so we'll all get together and you make a day of it. So like you have your lunch and we'll do a bit of training, a bit of bonding as well. That's always fun. And what we do is we will put out and ask the question, where are people struggling? Especially with our newbies. So we often will have our newbies all come in a group and we'll start a group chat.
Yeah.
And that way, because, you know, I've got a question, I can guarantee that Remy will have the same question. If I've got the question, you'll have the question. Or, you know, so it's so nice that they can all be in that learning environment together, and they get to bond as well, and they get to pick things up and learn at the same pace. And so we'll often just see where they're struggling, and just kind of run with that direction. Yeah, but it's generally around, you know, your skills that it requires and your IPAs and stuff like that.
That's good counsel. That's good counsel even for me for these ARIIX live calls. You know, we shouldn't assume that we know everything, and maybe we should start posting on our corporate Facebook page. Please type what you'd like discussed on the next ARIIX live call, and depending on the feed that we get back and the response that we can get back, we can tailor these. Well, that's great, guys. Quick one, favourite product for each of you and why?
I can't pick one. And do you know what? I've been racking me, and I always think about it.
Well, favourite 2 or 3 products.
Okay, Sincerity, can't live without it.
Yeah.
The drops, I can't live without those, and I love my shakes.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good.
I am definitely the drops and the shakes. Have my shakes every morning. They're my breakfast. Yeah. Can't live without the drops either. Otherwise, I feel really, really crap.
Yeah. So my shake journey began in the motel rooms with Martine and Deanna, but I am now getting to the stage where I kind of can't function without the drops. If I have something to eat without taking my drops beforehand, I feel like I've committed a mortal sin. No, but I don't feel, it just doesn't feel right. You know what I mean? And you're talking to a bloke who works for a US-based company and has for the last 12 years. And so I would always be up at 2 or 3 in the morning on calls or meetings, because that's when you could get onto corporate. Yeah. Now I'm sleeping, you know, those nighttime drops are just phenomenal. I get 6 to 8 hours sleep regularly. So that you know, the drops are my favourite product, and of course shakes as well. So I haven't had the chance to do Sincerity. I've been told by another leader that I need to start rolling. Whatever.
Jimbo,
you know.
you're gonna roll every night.
Yeah, there you go. So that'll be, once I've finished the Slender Eyes Challenge, the Big Jimbo Challenge, maybe we'll do a roll with Jimbo.
We wouldn't even recognise you after all that.
That's terrific. Now what I'd like to do, and I think, Heather, I'd like to share my screen with you, if that's okay. You have a presentation for us, Heather. So for those of you who don't know Heather, let me introduce you. Heather is one of the beautiful souls that we have in ARIIX. She's based here in Queensland. And I first met Heather at the ribbon cutting that we had in December when we opened the office. Had a very, very brief chat with her, but she's just one of the, you know, in life, when you come across somebody, you might just talk to them for a minute or two, but they leave like an impact, and you think, wow, that's a really nice person. That's a little bit about how I feel about Heather. And then we had Ava, and a fantastic leader here in Queensland, got together with a team of her leaders and had a super Sunday here. And Heather did a presentation of all things on the ARIIX app, which was fantastic. And then I got to know a little bit more about her and her profession and what she does for a living. And we're really, really fortunate to have her take some time. And
I don't have a presentation. I'm just going to talk.
okay, so let me make you the prominent speaker then. So if you can start talking.
Okay, so for those who don't know me, I'm Heather Pointer. I'm an officer in ARIIX, and I've been in the beauty therapy industry for 33 years, and also makeup artist, and also as a trainer. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. So I was originally Nucerity, and I was madly in love with all of those products, but I thought I'm going to give it a go with the duvet, even though I absolutely love the peptide. I came into Nucerity because I had acne, and I was working at a day spa, front of house, and had no results with the products, the biomedical skincare range that I had in my hands. So I was nervous to try something different because Nucerity had worked on my skin, but I was encouraged to try the duvet because I know Eva Bergstrom has ranted and raved about how awesome it is. So has Sam Harris. And I thought, oh, well, okay, those two ladies are pretty particular about promoting things, so I'm going to give it a go. So I did, and I have to say, hand on heart, I'm actually quite flabbergasted with the results on my skin. So I'm 51 this year. I've got 5 sons, and I'm really impressed. And I've done due diligence and had a really good look into the science behind this product. And it's the gorgeous duvet night cream. Now, yes, it is a night cream, but I have got naturally very dry skin. I don't have much oil. I'm oil dry. So I use it day and night at the moment. I've used the brightening cream, but I find that this is actually a really good fit for my skin, even though I've had acne, because it's not congesting. It's not going to be an oily, clunky, suffocating product that's going to sit on your skin and congest your skin. It's actually going to help your follicles stay nice and clean because of few ingredients. So I'm going to go through a little bit more intensive of the ingredients that you would normally maybe not see in the regular documents in the fast facts sheets. So this has got, this versus hundreds of products on the shelf that I've come in contact with. I had about 15% belief in the products that I had in the beauty industry, professional ranges. With Duvet and Nucerity, I have 100% belief, and I can stand behind them and absolutely feel so proud and absolutely certain 100% that these products do what they say that they are going to do. So one of the ingredients, now I can't say the botanical name because it sounds like I'm I'm drinking lots of wine, but it's a butterfly bush from central China. So that's not the botanical name. So that stops the enzyme that breaks the collagen down in our skin. And as we know, we do start losing collagen at age 25, and by the time we're about 46, and I mean, thank God I got onto this early, our collagen is really quite depleted in our skin. And that's like the scaffolding and the structural force that goes underneath our skin to keep us all elevated and lifted up, and to have that nice strength of our features retained. So that product, that is called it's a preventative, and it's like a nature's drug. It's a botanical phenomena. Birds and butterflies, they cannot get enough of it. And you know, if an insect or a bird keeps going after something, there's something really, really nutritious about that particular flower or plant. So And what I mean, stem cells is a big buzzword with medicine and also beauty therapy, beauty. It's all over the, tabloids, everything. And that's where this comes into play. So it's a high-tech nature technology. So it's a plant stem cell and it's non-GMO. It stimulates our own stem cells in our skin to multiply. So that's really, really super powerful because our cell turnover is what keeps our skin alive. It's like our own metabolism in our body. So, and when this enters the lower levels of our skin, it reverses aging. So it's a preventative. So the lovely girls here that are super young compared to me, they need to start looking at doing this now to actually halt further aging. So it stimulates our own stem cells. When you age, your stem cells slow down, as I said, like metabolism. Now, human stem cells is what's been really pushed, and it's actually quite scary because they are harvested and put into skin cell, but it's actually not the active stem cells because it's a byproduct. Because if they were in the skincare and really going to be effective, they would have to be kept alive in cosmetic products. So they'd have to be refrigerated and have heaps and heaps of preservatives. So that's the misleading claims that we're encountering out there. So it's a byproduct of, hate to say it, other people's liposuction butt fat. And that's where those stem cells come from. Ooh, yeah, I know. So that's my shock value. So make sure that you're all listening. So the stem cells that get the results, humans don't need human stem cells to get that multiplication and the metabolism. So these plant stem cells are cleaner. They're not from a toxic, like the people that they harvest this fat from could be smokers, could be drug addicts, they could be on pharmaceuticals. And as we know through the Slenderize program, that where do our toxins get stored? In our fat cells, right? So these stem cells are being harvested from potentially toxic ass fat and we're putting the byproduct on our skin. So how excited are we that we've got plant stem cells that are cleaner, they're not GMO, they stimulate our own stem cells to reproduce, and I'm really so impressed and excited because I know that the quality of ingredients that our company brings forward to use in our products. So I'm absolutely blown away. So another ingredient is the Persian silk tree extract. Now I used to play with these when I was little girl, little pom-poms. They were like white flowers or pink flowers that look like a little pom-pom on a bush. So that's a product in here. So that's an overnight process that helps our skin look rested and gets rid of visible signs of fatigue, which we all have from time to time. So it reduces the toxins in our skin as well. And it also stops a phenomena that happens that reduces sugar toxins. So we're all trying to reduce sugar down in our diet, but it's going to be still hanging around our skin. And what happens is a process called dilation, where cells actually crash together. Sugar cells crash in with protein cells, and what happens is it breaks down that matrix, which is the support system, the collagen part of our skin. So when we lose the strength in our protein cell, that makes our skin appear dull. And you've all seen people with that really dull, lifeless skin, and that's where you've got sugar being the enemy to our protein. And look at it, it's all connected with the Slenderize program, the skincare, it's all in synergy. It's all exactly the same sort of process. So also causes lack of firmness. So that's why we've got to really get that refined sugar out of our diet, not just for our body, but for our skin cells, because we want to have that dewy, shiny, glowing skin. So then there's another product called Paracress from South Africa, and it's grown in super healthy soil that is had no pesticides or anything in it. It's an oily extract. It's the only oil in that product, and it's got a high content of nutrients. It activates our skin's own rejuvenation process. As we age, we lose elasticity, firmness, and cell turnover, as I said before, but we also lose a lot of our oil as we get older, and that's where you lose the lubrication in your skin and your acid mantle reduces. So we need to add that type of product consistently into our dermal structure. So that helps protect our fibroblasts and our cellular matrix. So smooths the surface of the skin, because if you don't have that scaffolding, the collagen, the fibroblasts, that's where your skin's going to pucker up and you're going to end up with wrinkles. So another exciting development that ARIIX has is they've got the Ready complex. So that comes from radish root. It's a natural preservatives. And I know as an acne sufferer, a lot of that was just through reaction to preservatives in other products. So it's antimicrobial, natural preservative. It's non-toxic. It's also is dual action with it. It's got soothing properties. And the other one is Swiss snow algae, and that is a plant that grows with almost no nutrients. It develops red spores. It helps detoxify and strengthen our skin and helps with our skin barrier. So our skin is a carrier, not a barrier. So we've really got to have that the strength in our surface of our skin in order to stop any bad things getting in. So the other thing is Japanese coral grass that's in the product as well, that I won't go into that. There's lots of information. I will put another link in the Beautiful New Lives of some documents that you should have a look at. Also, another great ingredient is shea butter. Now, shea butter is a natural emollient that is not going to congest the skin. So this can be used for acne. And because if you have acne skin and you are thinking that it's good to dry it out, not so, because what happens with drying out the skin is it reacts with the signaling systems. The skin thinks, oh my God, it's dry, produce more oil. The top of the pore is like this, really tight and dry. The oil keeps building up and forms a hard ball underneath the skin, and that's where you'll find little lumps. So basically every pimple was a blackhead. So if you feel that hardened lump, that's going to next be your breakout. So if you've got a hydrated surface, it's actually going to allow your skin to purge naturally. So super important. It's got aloe vera. Aloe vera is a natural exfoliant, naturally pore refining. It's decongesting. Hyaluronic acid, another product in here that I don't know if you're aware, but every fillers that you have, dermal fillers, are actually hyaluronic acid injected into the skin to plump that out and actually harvest your own body's moisture. So by us having the hyaluronic acid in this, it's stimulating that synthesis in our skin, allowing our skin to remain. So one thing I will say about ARIIX, I've had a lot of, I've had a bit of feedback. People going, oh, it's really expensive. The night cream that can be used as a day cream. But at ARIIX, they do not think about cost. They think about results, the efficiency of the product, whether it's safe, whether it's cruelty-free. So we're going, this is not just a backyard product. This is an absolute supreme luxury skincare. And if you're really serious about halting aging, it's worth looking at spending the money. So this has also been tested with the ARIIX Clinic research in New Jersey. It's the best of the best clinical testing. And they did an independent feedback, 8-week double-blind testing, third-party, most elite testing facility in the country. Now, their clinical study results, which is unheard of, 100% showed visible reduction in crow's feet and fine lines in the 8 weeks. 100% observed skin was softer and felt smoother. 100% observed skin appeared visibly younger and healthier looking. 90% observed skin was more firm and lifted, and that's exactly what I encountered myself. 100% would recommend the product to a friend. 100% would purchase the product. So how exciting is that for us? Transparency is incredible. The Juve has the never ever list, Leaping Bunny approved, so it's cruelty-free, PETA certified, cruelty-free, vegan, gluten-free, and it doesn't produce any comedones, which is blackheads. It's a beauty therapist term for blackheads. So growing your business with confidence is something we really need to have in our heart, because these products are absolutely incredible. I've read all the white papers on the products as a beauty therapist. I understand the science behind it. If you need to speak to beauty professionals or dermatologists, you need to go into the library and get those white papers, because that's what they're after, the clinical results. So this whole system of Juve works in synergy with each other. Check out the EWG.org, which is the safety ingredients. That's the testing facility that is. There's only actually 0.0019% of the products that are out there are EWG verified. So we've got to think of our skin is a carrier, not a barrier. By using these safe skin products, we're protecting our bloodstream, our organs that can be exposed to toxic chemicals by what we put out on our skin. So 500,000 products from Amazon, only 957 products are verified safe by EWG.org.
Wow, that's amazing.
So night cream is designed to redensify the skin, halt aging, and be careful with rosacea because it is so active. Put it on 15 minutes before the mask, because remember, whatever you put underneath the skin serity is amplified by up to 40%. So these ingredients are incredibly active, and there's a lot of them. So I'm trying to keep it nice and quick so I don't bore you. So I myself have extreme sensitive skin. I couldn't use most of the ranges I worked with because it even made my hands peel. But these products have never done that to me. So suitable for all skin types, all age groups. Men love it because it's got a natural scent. it's scented with lavender. It's not anything too fluffy. So now is the time. We're coming into our Australian winter. People become less concerned with what's underneath their clothes right now because it's getting colder. So, and they become more focused on their hands, their neck, and their face. So this is when we really need to start sharing this product and getting people to use this on what is showing up, and that's our face. So we've got Mother's Day next weekend, skin needing attention, great for sensitive dry skin. I find if I'm feeling really dry, I will do a second application of this. These ingredients are safe, therapeutic, multifunctional, and if you're not using it with sincerity, you can use it just 15 minutes before you go to bed or 15 minutes before you apply your makeup. And that's all I've got to say.
That's fantastic, Heather. Thank you so much. One of the things I love about the Duvet range, and even the Skincerity range, to be honest with you, and this might sound strange coming from a bloke, but when we're talking about to our friends about, you know, oh, gee, you look fantastic, why do you look so good, and stuff like that, sometimes with what I call our nutraceuticals or our ingestibles, it's really hard for people to get excited because it takes them probably a week to 10 days, 14 days, 3 weeks to have or notice a difference. The thing I love about Duvet and Skincerity in particular is people have a product experience almost straight away. And it's the old OMG that we all love to hear. Oh my gosh, I love this. What is this? And then all of a sudden, you're not talking about a MLM or a network marketing thing. You're talking about something that's really, really beneficial for people. And so really some great information there, Heather. Thank you so much. I'm going to go back and share my screen now and just finish off with this one. There's another couple of points that I want to share, hopefully. Yes, we spoke about that. Okay. Yeah, the last thing I wanted to share with us is that we have another tour coming up with Ian Chandler. If you don't know Ian, he's one of the 7 founding members, and it's from June 22nd through to July 1. We do have venues set out. Just let me bring that up. So on the 22nd of June, it'll be at our ARIIX corporate office, level 3, 3926 Pacific Highway. Then we are planning at this stage to have one on the 23rd at the Ramada in Ballina, and then on the 25th at Caves Coastal for Newcastle and the Central Coast at Caves Beach. On the 26th, we're planning to have one at Taylor's Lakes. And then on the 27th, ladies, we're coming out to Traralgon again. We loved it so much there. And for our Western Australian people, we're planning to have an event at Creme. Now, what we're doing on this particular tour, so Ian's, he's our Chief Sales Officer. So he probably won't have the same product focus that Deanna did, because Deanna, as the owner, she looks after the products. He has fantastic product knowledge, but what we're doing is we're combining that event. So he's going to talk a lot about the ARIIX opportunity and some fantastic initiatives that we've got that you might have seen on Facebook, where we talked a little bit about promotional codes that you can give to your friends when they want to enroll and buy some product. You can give them a promotional code that will enable them to buy a product for 15% off for their first purchase and stuff like that. So there'll be a lot of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the meeting in two parts like we did with Deanna's tour. So we're going to have a number of guest speakers at every venue that's going to give a presentation on the product, so you can bring your new people along, and they might want to have a product knowledge or product experience. Then we'll have a break for some nibblies and some drinks like we did before, and then we will have an opportunity presentation with Ian. So that's a little bit about what's going to happen on that tour, and that's when Ian comes out. So really excited to introduce the night cream. We do have a Mother's Day promotion that we've got coming up. Lonnie's just tweaking the final figures on that, and hopefully we'll post something on Facebook tomorrow. So keep an eye out on the Buy New Cerity site for our Mother's Day promotions. One of the things we were working with the Partners Council, which is fantastic, is we're going to make all of the month of May Mother's Day, so that you can spoil your mum on the second week and the third week and the fourth week. So we hope to have a couple of different Mother's Day Buy New Cerity promotions throughout the year. So that's our call for tonight, guys. Thank you to my special guests. And thank you so much, Heather. That was fantastic. And we will, I'll stop the recording and we will upload this to the usual site probably tomorrow. And we thank you so much for your time. And like I said, probably from now on, the first and third Monday, and we will probably have it a little bit earlier, but we have another large organisation that has a call on Monday nights as well. Our research has told us that Monday night is the best night to have Zoom and webinars like this, because basically everybody's at home. Tuesday they might have netball or the gym or touch footy or kids sport or whatever. And of course Friday's disaster really, because we will definitely get a time worked out, and if you can put it in your calendars for the 1st and 3rd of every month. So thanks everyone. Good night.